Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. Joshua Abasekio-Semege. I work with Laplace Metaverse. And okay, can you hear me, Prof? Okay, I think check the audio from your end. Check the audio from your end. Unmute yourself. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. You muted me. I've been trying to unmute. He's saying I cannot unmute unless you allow me.
Okay, just give me a minute. I will usher you in now.
Okay. They've done it now. It's okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So my name is Dr. Joshua Abasekio-Semege. I work with Laplace Metaverse. I feel very happy and glad to know that you are once more here and to make you happy, knowing quite well you are going to talk for the wealth of knowledge of experts on the field. As this program is being recorded, we are going to be looking at our executive diploma program in entrepreneurship, hospitality, and artificial intelligence. Now, we'll start the program with Professor 𝐏𝐥𝐚𝐠𝐞. He's just going to do 30 minutes. He will give us a brief introduction of himself, then tell us about entrepreneurship, what it's all about, his advice for us, how to go into it, what you need to do and what you need not to do. Then after that, the door will be open for questions. Thank you. God bless you. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. O. I appreciate for honoring me to be here today. I'm grateful, and I have 20 minutes to speak. You know, one thing about teachers, if you ask me to speak for 20 minutes, I'll need to prepare for 20 days. But if you ask me to speak for 3 hours, I don't need preparation. So to reduce that 3 hours talk to 20 minutes would take a lot of preparation. But first, if you allow me, I'll introduce myself. My name is 𝐏𝐥𝐚𝐠𝐞. I've been in this business for close to 40 years. My PhD is from the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. I taught there for more than 12 years. I did my NYC in the Department of Economics, and I did NYC for about 12 years. So I think I've tried. So after my PhD and the NYC, I left and I moved to Kaduna, take up an appointment as head of department. And by the grace of God, I've moved through the rank. I've been everything and anything you can be in academy. I've been head of department. I've been director of entrepreneurship. I've been dean. I've been deputy vice chancellor. I've been vice chancellor of a university. So these are just my brief profile. I'm a chartered stockbroker and also a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Management, fellow of the National Institute of Marketing of Nigeria, fellow of the Chartered Institute of Administration, fellow of this. And apart from being stockbroking and all that, I think I've paid my dues a little bit. And I've been in entrepreneurship education. I've been trained by Harvard Business School on entrepreneurship. And I've traveled by the grace of God almost in all continents of the world and sharing entrepreneurship, ideas. So today, we just want to look at the entrepreneurship, encapsulate it, and then share one or two experiences and take questions from people. There is what we call the 6 W1H principle, if we want to introduce a concept and all that. But please, don't take me as a professor as such. Although I've taught in different universities across the globe, but I want you to see me as a teacher. I prefer you to call me teacher said rather than professor said. So I'll be a professor is someone who is teaching what he himself has tried to become and was unable and decided to teach people how not to do it. So that's why you see, I don't want to call me a professor. And not only that, he who knows does, he who doesn't teaches. Nobody ever teaches what he knows. People only teach what they don't know. For instance, I can ask you, to see. You cannot call the richest people, let's say like Dangote, like Tony Elumelu and others, say, come and teach me how to make money. They won't come. But if you find out people who are teaching people how to make money are people who don't even have it. And that is why you never see any professor among the richest people in the world. The reason is that he patches them. One of the enemies of entrepreneurship is examination. And I've always been advocating that they should remove examination in the curriculum of entrepreneurship in all Nigerian polytechnic, colleges for education, and university, because exam is the enemy of entrepreneurship. The more examination you pass, the less likely you become one of the richest. And that is why you see, if you look at in the last administration, somebody were busy, the president were busy looking for a certificate, ended up, getting a professor to be his vice. So, and this are the, and we are told that he who knows will do it, and he will understand why will become his boss. And so in entrepreneurship, it's not all about what you read, what you study. If not, professor would have been one of the richest, and doctors like me, except Dr. Sazeda broke the boundary, becoming rich, despite the fact that he's a doctor. If you see any doctor that is asked how. But he has broken the boundary, and I went to his place in Abuja last week, thereabout, and we share experiences. So what is the 6W1H of entrepreneurship? Number one, the 6W. W means RSTUW is a letter. 6W1H of entrepreneurship. That is W. The first W is what, why, when, who, which, where. 1H means how. And once you are able to get this thing, you become an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is not about skills, about selling pure water, about making soap, those are skills which any Dick, Tom, and Harry can do. But entrepreneurship theology, entrepreneurship understanding goes beyond all those skill acquisition. I'll prefer you go into soft skills than hard skills. Number one, what is entrepreneurship? It is the seeing an opportunity, sensing an opportunity, sizing an opportunity, and seizing the opportunity. That's the 4 S of entrepreneurship. And turning it into wealth. That is entrepreneurship. It is not that you must have this, you must have that. If you look at most of the managing director of banks, they are extremely rich. They don't have any factory or any company. They are using their intellectual acumen. So entrepreneurship is not business, running business or SME and all that. It goes beyond that. By the grace of God, I can say I retired at the age of 30-something in my life when I left the university after my PhD. And I've been doing entrepreneurship education. I don't have a single company or single decision, but I deal with entrepreneurship online, soft skill entrepreneurship. And that's what I do, both within and outside the country. And so you can go to my LinkedIn website using my name. My name is there. Go to my LinkedIn website. You see what I've been posting, what I do, and all that. Invite me for us to link up in LinkedIn. If you go to this thing, I'm set A. If you go to other like WhatsApp, like Facebook, I don't use my full name. I use set A, set AK. I abbreviated my surname. We can become friends and we share a lot. You see what we do in entrepreneurship. So what did I say? It's entrepreneurship. It's seeing opportunity, the first S. When you see the opportunity, you ensure that you size that opportunity. And then when you now seize those opportunities, the first S I've mentioned already, and then you turn it to wealth. You're an entrepreneur. Why entrepreneurship? The world is full of people begging to apply. Entrepreneurs don't apply. There are, we have sport entrepreneurs. They don't apply. When have you ever seen a top footballer applying for a club? It's only amateur, those who want to go for trial. Can you tell Ronaldo or Messi that you come for interview, you want to interview them whether they are good footballers or not? Entrepreneurs have innate ability to deliver. So entrepreneurship is the present, the future of wealth creation. If you're not an entrepreneur, you are nowhere to go. So the what of entrepreneurship will define it, the why of entrepreneurship. And so the next issue asks, who of entrepreneurship? Who can be an entrepreneur? Not everybody. It's not possible for everybody. Is somebody, as I mentioned, who can see, who can sense, who can size, and then who can seize. You see it, you sense it. You must sense a business opportunity. Don't fall into the hands of 419ers. When you see, it's not what you see, it's what you get. You must sense. You use what we call in Nigerian parlance number 6. We are told that there are 5 senses, but Nigeria, they have another sense which they call number 6. You go beyond the ordinary, and that is what you do. When it is not good, don't go into it. Ignore. They said, he who is weak, revenge. He who is strong, forgives. He who is intelligent, ignore. Once it is too good to be true, err on the side of caution. I'm a stockbroker. I know we used to say in stockbroking that do you want to sleep well or you want to eat well? That the two don't go together. So you can decide that in entrepreneurship. You'll be able to decide whether it's a good sense to go into it. Then you size it, the quantum. You know, you size, is it worth it? Then if it is worth it, don't wait again. You seize it. As we say in property market, that first, do you like it? 2, is it genuine? 3, can you afford it? Those are the 3 things we ask in property market. So why entrepreneurship? 30 days make one pay cannot deliver you from the shackles of poverty. You must earn like others, like MTN, like Glo, like other, they're earning per second. Every second they get a lot. Every second a lot enters. If you cannot create wealth through daily income entry, then your survival is very difficult. And if you're working, after 90 days test challenge. If after 90 days, if you go to this my site, you're going to see after 90 days, if you cannot survive without salary, your own salary in 90 days, you are not prepared for retiring young and retiring rich, like Kiyosaki said. And so this is why you have to be rich. You want to retire young, you want to retire rich. Is the reason. Nothing more. You cannot be working forever. You cannot be working. You go and start changing your age so that you work forever. You are already 70. You say you are 55. And because you don't know entrepreneur. In fact, it's working, it's slavery. So you have to free yourself, but you must prepare for it. You don't go into it like that. So who can be entrepreneur is somebody who is prepared. He said the future is for those who are prepared for it. If you are not prepared, you cannot get in. It's for those who are ready to take risks, calculated risks, not just any type of risk. So it's not everybody that will be a entrepreneur. Don't deceive yourself. There is one person like that who was working with a media company. And then he had lecture about sack your own boss. And then he had a buddy, he said he's ready. He went and resigned to sack his boss. After some few months, he started struggling to survive. You don't try it. It's something you need to calculate. So it's somebody who has built capacity through education, through financial literacy and numeracy, through critical thinking, through building structure, superstructure, and substructure around him to survive. And he can survive 90 days without salary. If you have not built that, don't try it. So this is who can be. Then where can you be an entrepreneur? You can be an entrepreneur anywhere. We used to say, some of us would say that drop me anywhere in the world without one kobo in my pocket. As an entrepreneur, I'll start surviving. That's it. As I am today now. Drop me anywhere in the country. When there are people, all I need, the first door. When I was in the university, I get to the university in the 80s, what I used to do, that time now, I'll just be teaching house to house. I was teaching all subjects, although there was a day I entered trouble, was teaching biology. And then I got, we used to have multiple choice questions. And then I gave it to a colleague of mine who was reading, I was reading economics. And so, but I was teaching all courses, including physics and mathematics. So I'll go and read. Is it not reading? Once you know English and mathematics, you know all subjects. I'll go and read, but you don't ask me questions outside the area I read. So I was doing my entrepreneurship. I was earning. As at that time, the salary of an average lecturer was 700. I was earning 3,000 naira per month from all these, my hustles, my teaching, entrepreneurship teaching, house to house, getting group together, teach them subject. They go and pass their WAEC. We used to call it wax that time. And then people will go and pass, and then they come this. So this is anywhere you can do it. I was in the university, I get this. I passed through 3 universities. I'm a graduate of IFE, I'm a graduate of University of Ibadan, I'm a graduate of Ahmadu Bello University Zaria. All of them, I got degrees from them. Then Harvard Business School. And so all these things, entrepreneurship is within, it's not without. It's not that it has to be in Lagos, it has to be. I did my NYC in Ife, of all places where, the only education, the only industry in the entire Osun State is a university, higher institutions. There's no specific. You can talk about Ilesha, the brewery in Ilesha, fine, but it's not a big conglomerate that can shake, but it's still there. But the major industry you have now, right now, Osun State, one of the highest universities, apart from Ogun State. There are different universities. Ede has the highest and all that. So this is, it doesn't belong with your location. They'll say it's in Lagos, you can make money. I work in Lagos. I was head of research and training at the Chartered Insurance Stockbroker. So I work differently. I work in Abuja, I work in different places. I know that it's not where you are, it's what you can do. If you look at Babalao, even if he's in the village, in one village that people will go and bend, he's living in a hut. But big men will bring in their jeep to go and meet one Babalao, Mamalao, Brotherlao, and Sisterlao that they are looking for something. If you have what it takes, it doesn't matter your location. As I'm talking to you now, I'm at home talking to you and all that. I'm not in Lagos, I'm not in Abuja for the moment. Though I came from Abuja, was in Abuja even yesterday and all that. So where is the matter? The hooch. The hooch there, it has to talk about what you can do in entrepreneurship, which area. There are many people that come, those of us who have taught in the university, you see students coming to tell me, oh, this course is lucrative, medicine is lucrative, this one. There are poor medical doctors, there are poor lawyers who are busy lying. So it's not what you read, it's what you do, what you read. If you look at Ovation, Dele Mamodu, he read Yoruba in Ife. He's my parapor in Ife. And if you see him, you will not believe he speaks English. You don't know. And he's not a Yoruba man for information. Yet he read Yoruba and come out and hit the jackpot with Yoruba. If I did been, I'm using this thing, you would have seen my picture with him and all that. So I've told you about the 6W. Number 1, we talk about what is it. Number 2, we talk about why. Number 3, we talk about who. Number 4, we talk about where. Number 5, we talk about which. Number 6, W is when. When can you start? They said it's better you start now or there'll be law against it tomorrow. Entrepreneurship start now from where you are and start thinking, start cracking. If you are not able to sense what I'm talking, when you're an entrepreneur, you must hear what is not being said. Can you hear me, please? It's like I'm talking to myself.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
If you can hear me, I want to see in the chat box, tell me the 6W you heard about. Just tell me 6W is this. The first W is this. The second W is this. The third W is this. The fourth W is this. The fifth W. I want to see in the chat box to know that we're interacting, we're working together. I should not be talking to myself. Any entrepreneur that talks to himself is not within the ecosystem. He cannot be an entrepreneur. He better go back to his village and farm. So we have to interact. We have to know whether you are there or not. What have I been saying? Anything you learn or you say, please type it on the chat box. Let us begin to see. Because it's interaction. You are not going to get certificate of attendance. It's certificate of participation. Yes, I attended, I was there, you saw my face. That's not what I'm talking. Participate, let me know whether you are part of me or not, so that you earn your certificate. Or else, you go back to your village and start farming. Okay? Or you stay with us in the city and let's talk entrepreneurship together. So the final one, how to go about entrepreneurship. Then I finished. I told you about the 6W1H. The last H is how. This is where people miss it. When let's assume there's what we call streetwise entrepreneurship. For instance, you just graduated, no job, no connection, nothing. Streetwise, you start thinking entrepreneurship from your house. This is what I've done it. I've called people from local government. In Kaduna, to Entry local government. I'm from Kaduna, of course. To Entry local government, I brought them to teach them streetwise entrepreneurship, how to make money without money. That is how we're talking about. People will say, I don't have capital. Useless. If you don't have capital, then go back to your village and farm. If you cannot make money without money, you cannot make money with money either. So entrepreneurship is not to get money. Every fool can get money and start business. But an entrepreneur doesn't need money. All he needs is to work on his idea. He shares with his idea with angel investors and people to come and invest. That's what makes you an entrepreneur. How do you do it? So the first thing, if where you are staying, start from here where you don't need 1 naira. Let's assume you don't have 1 naira at all. What is close to your house? Is there a school close to your house? As an entrepreneur, you should be able to find a space. Is there any hospital close to you? You have to create value for them. Just straight from your house and go there. Like my street now, I have about 3-4 schools in my street. I have a 2 or 3 hospitals. This street where I am speaking to you now, I have a event center, 2 event centers. I'm already made. I don't need anything more than that. I'll create a platform for them. I create something. There was something I went to one man and I said, I can make 100 million for you. He said, what? How? I said, that's it. You want to know the how? The devil is in the details. Let's talk. And then we start talking, we start sharing, and I created value for him. And he started paying me, he started getting, that was how I got my initial breakthrough in life. And so by the grace of God, we have done what we can do, and God has been favorable to us. So the how is to start where you are, use what you have, and then begin to become an entrepreneur. So what can you do as a how do you go about it? Entrepreneurship relate with people. What is happening there? Now, how do you do? A lady like you, I told her I have event center. A lady from her house went to an event center and said, I want to help you in this event. I want to work for free. I don't need any money. That's what we call it volunteerism, entrepreneurship volunteerism. You go and offer your service for free. Then when they see your work, they'll start begging you, how much do we pay you? That is volunteerism, apart from streetwise entrepreneurship. When you do volunteerism, you ask people, you go and work. There's a group that Nivea is a German company. Some people came to me and said, look, they want volunteerism. I took them to a German company. When the Germans just test them, they found out that they're even better than some of their staff. They were employed. They volunteerism, they do not do it again. Just today, I have a lady that came for internship. After she get the internship, the certificate, the way she displayed, they are not going to give her a job. And so this is what people don't know. And most of the time, they will begin to talk and say, well, they want this, they want that, they want to get this, they want to do this. How do you go about it? So start with what you have. Start where you are. Start with the people you know. There are people you find out that what you are looking for, according to Yoruba, what you are looking for in Sokoto, oh, I need Sokoto, but no, it's in your Sokoto, it's in your trouser. And so what you do, you start relating. Even this program we are having, you come, we have space for you. When we see that you are good, come and test. That's why it's good to spend time building your inner capacity, building your inner conglomerate, building your inner well-being, so that you have that thing. Before you know what is happening, people will begin to knock at your door. They begin to ask you, like Jacob, please tell me your wages. They were begging him, and Jacob said, no, I just want to go. So this is what you need to do in entrepreneurship. So that's the how. You begin by relating to people, begin to, I know what just visiting a program, what it has done in my life. You see, I'm here today. I was even with Dr. Osaze last week. I was in his place, in his office. We share experiences. I don't even know I'm going to be called today. So you can't sit down in your cocoon and expect people to come and knock on your door. They have to know you. And before you allow people to know you, because if you go into entrepreneurship and you disappoint, it will spread like wildfire. But if you perform, only few people will know it. So you have to continue to perform so that more people will know you. Because if it is, I said that's a disappointment. He always disappoints. Don't have that record as somebody is going as an entrepreneur. I don't know. Let me ask Dr. Osaje whether I still have about 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, so that I don't want to be stopped.
Yes. You still have some few minutes.
Okay, fantastic. So we have a few minutes. And within those few minutes, I'm going to take some questions and then we'll round up. Why can you not be an entrepreneur? What is stopping you? You have to break the barriers. I applied for something and I went, the person did not respond. So I started complaining to people that is not responding to me. The person started yabbing me. He started abusing me. What do you mean? You wrote, you do not hear anything, and then you sat down, you're waiting. Why didn't you come to meet me? Why didn't you look for me? Why didn't you reach out to me? I said, I'm sorry. So you see, there are people that think that this entitlement syndrome, because you have a brother, you have uncle there, So you should know where you are. You should reach out to you and give. I have one friend. I went to Lagos. I stayed with one rich man. He has hotel. He said, hotel, I had this thing. We met in one program and invited me to his place. I stayed in his place. And enjoyed. So one day I met somebody in the university who was bearing his surname. Then I asked him, do you know so-and-so? He said, it's his elder brother. I said, you mean you have an elder brother like this and you're looking like this? He said, well, he knows I'm here. He doesn't want to help me. I put up a call to the rich man. I called just to confirm. And the greeter said, yes, it's your younger brother. Then I said, why are you not going to him? Why should I go to him? He doesn't want to help people. This is somebody that doesn't know me. He has helped me. And it's your brother. You are sitting down there that he should come to you from Lagos to come and meet you and say he wants to help you. This is the nonsense that is going on. Humble yourself, my friend. Don't be stupid. Humble yourself and get. You must stoop to conquer. If you do that, you cannot remain poor. Poverty will look at your window and not enter it. If you follow what is going on in government and say you are waiting for palliative, what palliative? And one thing, they called me for one program like that to come and talk about poverty alleviation. What rubbish is that? Where is poverty alleviation in developed countries? No, nobody talks about poverty. Why are you not talking about wealth creation? Adam Smith talk about wealth creation. And the greatest book that I've been reading is on wealth creation. Where do you see poverty? Somebody was doing his PhD in one university. They said, I'll come and defend. There is writing on poverty. I yab him. Why do you elevate poverty? Do you know why the Igbos are rich? Because other countries will say, hey, Igbo people love money. If you are money and they say, this is the tribe that love you, won't you go there? And people be pretending. One thing about wealth doesn't want you pretend as if you don't like it. It's like a beautiful figure you're looking for, as you're pretending. Then after you get another one, you start going annoyed. Why are you annoyed? You pretended that you don't need it. So if you pretend and say you don't like money, money will say to me too, I don't like you. So there's no pretending. You have to come out, I'm looking for it. You know, people say that, no, I'm not looking for money. You're a liar. You're looking for it. Why not come out and say, this is what I'm looking for? So that money will hear you. Money is a spirit. When it come and say that you're not cooperating, it will leave you and go and stay where it's needed. So that's why they have the language, follow the money. Follow the money, money will not follow you. You have to follow it until you reach a point. And that's why you see people who are stupendously rich, they are still working, trying to get more of it. And so this is the how to go about it. Work on your attitude. They said attitude take you to your altitude. Work on your character. Your character is repelling money away from you. Work on your character. Stop that nonsense you are doing. Stop that kind of conduct. Feeling proud. Stoop to conquer. Bring yourself low. And then money will see, money begin to come your way. So there are many opportunities that you are going to get today. It's not certificate, it's the certificate, whether you sabi. So if they are looking for those who sabi, it's not you go and get certificate. There are many graduates who go to university and cheat and copy and do everything. They come, they say, better don't bother yourself doing that. Get entrepreneurship, you employ them to work for you. And then they'll be giving you, award you a PhD, award you doctorate degree, award you this thing when you get them. If you see now, you see most of these rich people, they go this thing. Dino Malay, after they went to the synagogue, this thing, they went back to the university to go and acquire more education. So what are you doing? If I ask you now, what capacity training have you done within the last, few weeks? Which training have you attended? I attend several training online. I must congratulate you for being part of this training. You have charged. Today, it's not about detail, about the diploma and about the executive diploma that we're doing. It's just about to charge you, to steer you, to motivate you, to make you to start thinking without the box, not outside the box. Because you have to, if you want to work, streetwise entrepreneurs don't have the box to think outside of it. They have to think without the box. And once you become like that as an entrepreneur, you are good to go. I'll soon see you at the top by the grace of God. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much, sir. In fact, I am tempted to say you should continue, but I can see that Madam Mary Inipi, even though she too is enjoying the training, she's also one of our guest speakers, but I can see that she has temporarily become one of the participants before she becomes transformed back to become a guest speaker. Okay, the good news is that we are going to change the narrative in this country by God's grace. We are going to start transforming Nigerians' way of thinking from poverty to wealth creation. He said something now, poverty alleviation. Rather than spending money on poverty alleviation, I think money should be spent on wealth creation, to develop programs, to develop opportunities, to make people to start thinking like millionaires. There's nothing wrong. There used to be a program those days that say if you want to become a millionaire, think like a millionaire. That program, there was a program like that some years back. I think it has stopped. Please, ladies and gentlemen, this is a professor of over 40 years, 35 years, 40 years, talking to you on entrepreneurship. I don't think you can get this from anywhere, not even from the government. I don't think anybody is more eminently qualified to tell you about entrepreneurship. For this similar reason, we'll be building up a program very soon, a nationwide program, where we'll groom entrepreneurs. Sir, may I inform you that we have students from Ghana, from South Africa, from various countries here. And when we are starting this program, we are also going to have students from those areas participating in the program. There's nothing wrong if if Africa has a very large number of millionaires, there's nothing wrong. And actually, every single African is a potential millionaire. It's just for us to be able to find it, tune it up, and use it to work. Like he said, there was a time I was on the other side, but when I started thinking the other way around, I started seeing the difference. And that's why I said, when people are saying yam is expensive, I see it as an opportunity for me to go and farm and make money from that yam that's expensive. I don't believe in inflation. Inflation to me is an opportunity. If you say beans is very expensive, it means I should go and farm, bring beans to the market, and take out. In fact, it should remain like that so that when I finish selling my own, the price can crash. I have made my money. That is how I think right now. As long when you go to church and you see thousands of people coming out of your church, don't start moving out. Ask yourself, what if I make 1,000 naira each from each person coming out of this church? It means I will become a millionaire. Then the question is that, what do you sell to them that the church will agree, or you work with the church to make 1,000 naira, even 500 naira from each person, and you become a millionaire? So that is what Professor Seth has just given us right now. Okay, so that I don't take too much of our time, we're going to take 5 questions from 5 persons. And don't worry, we are going to have a group very soon for this purpose, where you sit down with Professor Seth. We are going to have a 1 to 3 months program where we are going to work with him and he's going to work with you, and until you become like him. Okay, just 5 persons to ask questions. Any question, please? Edmond Wisdom, your hand is on your head. Eh? You are overwhelmed with what we are hearing, right? Okay, any question, please? Okay, if there's no question, okay, Priska Onyinye, you have a question. Over to you, Priska.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to listen to this wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
I will call myself an inborn entrepreneur because from the age of 3, I started building up this career because my parents were more of commercialists. So I would say that even at the age of 10, I started writing invoice because my father sells building materials from that time. So with the things I learned from both my mom, who was also a trader, it has given me that sense, not just in making money, because I purposely prefer working for charity and doing things for people instead of working for money. In as much as I'm a religious, I live in Europe, and most of the time I go into creativity, do the things I don't know how to do, for helping the mission, especially those of them from other countries. So that intention, in as much as I'm a religious, has not gone out of me, because the more I learn from Laplace, the more I find myself more useful to help people and to help myself. Because learning, I am able to invent other ways that I can come in. Thanks for the opportunity. I am grateful.
Thank you very much, Sister Priska. What she just re-echoed what Prof just said. You must learn. You must build yourself up, your capacity, everything. Don't give up. Don't think you've known it already. Keep learning every day. Prof was in my office the other day. He corrected me when I made gave a position I was standing on. He corrected me, and I said, okay. In fact, after making that statement, I said, oh, look at me. And I was throwing away money. I never knew I was losing money. I said, okay, that is more money coming. So thank you, Prof. Okay, let's take more questions. Just 4 persons more. Mr. Priska did not ask any questions. She just encouraged all of us. We are going to take questions from these 5 persons. Abba Esther, Anna Ofe, Cloud Plus Limited. You're advertising here. You're not paying for advert, entrepreneurship. You see, Vivo Y16 and Bertram Alamezie. Okay, please, your question should be in seconds. And I know Prof is going to respond to you in seconds too. Okay, Bertram Alamezie, over to you.
Thank you so much, Prof. You have done well said.
Thank you.
And please, I can see the summary of entrepreneurship is simply to create your own job for people to come in. Okay. I'm here, Zambia. I'm a Nigerian. I noticed something. In Nigeria, we talk about our tomato. We know it. Sister, thank you, as a matter of fact. Please, I'm asking, they are pouring away our tomato in a dustbin, very big. That's which we do to get money. So now, in the course, for the light of this class, please, Prof, tell us what is possible in a situation like this. And they don't see it wrong. Immediately a tomato is getting, no more strong as a full-fledged tomato. It is, they call it damage. So now, in the light of this discussion, how do we approach this in the spirit of entrepreneurship, please? Thank you.
Well, you don't know that you have divulged secret. If I were you, I wouldn't have asked that kind of question. I would just go and be doing it. But the truth of the matter is that there is what you call linear economy and circular economy. A linear economy starts from production, distribution, consumption, it ends. Now, in a circular economy, you produce, you distribute, you consume, and the waste from consumption is circulated. So there is nothing waste, including physics, including the stool, including the sheet. The sheet is fertilizer in some other places. In fact, in North Korea, they gather all this in, turn it to fertilizer and all that. How much more a tomatoes that we can remove some of this, and that's what we call the tomatoes juice. If you see all the ones that are getting rotten, what you do, you just slide them, you gather them again, then become the tin tomatoes that we're having today that we're even importing. So what you need to do, as an entrepreneur, you don't have the money. You have to create a proposal. You have to create a business plan and get investors and tell them, look, this thing, if the normal tomatoes is being sold maybe per kilo, you are selling it for maybe $20. You can have that is being wasted. You are selling $10. You have cut the price by half. And even if you don't get the money, you get people that will come and invest. So you'll be collecting that and sell it half the price as tin tomatoes and all that. You start exporting to different countries. You're already a billionaire, even in dollars. And so this is what you do. So don't allow about people to hear this. Don't go and share with just anybody. Share with business. You can get business people in Nigeria to go there and invest. So people are looking for those opportunities. You will now cut off the price in the market. People begin to rush your product. You package it very well. You are good to go. I hope you get me, please. Okay. Thank you. Let's go ahead.
Bertram, I hope you've gotten it. And I also make that available. I can also, you just contact me and we connect you with Prof so that you can discuss further on it. Because I think what you're asking for is something that is very detailed that Prof might not have all the time to explain some things to you.
Yes.
So no problem. Like I told you, Prof is here with us and he's going to always be around to make sure that everybody succeeds. He has said it already and we'll do that. Thank you. Okay, Vivo Y16. Over to you. Please, very, very brief, seconds. Unmute yourself, please.
Yes, sir.
Unmute yourself, please.
Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. Unm
Okay.
Hearing me?
Yeah.
Yeah, good evening.
Thank you.
Yeah, Prof, you know, after listening to you, it is very difficult for somebody like us not to call you Prof. So please, Prof, let me start. My
We
question
say
will
you
be
should
brief.
call the teacher. Yeah,
We should call it. Okay. So what will you say about most of our environment that does not support entrepreneurship? You know, some of those policies of government that actually do not allow people to do well in business. So what will you say about it?
No. You see, when you are entrepreneur, your enemies are your asset. You cannot have a David if you don't have Goliath, and you cannot have a Moses if you don't have Pharaoh. So those who don't support you, they are helping you to think out. That's why I tell you, without the box. You don't need support anything. What you need yourself to think. If the coast is conducive, everybody will be an entrepreneur. But entrepreneurship, I told you, the hook of entrepreneurship is not for everybody. That support is not coming, is to tell you that you have to take the bull by the horn. And you have to be your own man. If everybody gets support, everybody will know what everybody knows. Now that the support is not there, you have to prove something wrong. That I can do it on my own without your support. All I need is the support of God. When you have God, you have everything. So you don't need somebody to come and say, oh, I want to support the generation. But even if you are innate ability, put it to work. Those people that will support you may end up destroying your vision, may end up destroying your mission and your goal in life. So what you need to do, if you wait for support, you can never be an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs thrive in a difficult environment. There was a time there was war in Liberia. People were selling their land, running away from Liberia. Some Nigerians were running there, buying those property that were being sold at the giveaway prices. After some time, the war ended. And then they want their property back. It became 10 times the amount. So when you say you're waiting for support, you're waiting for encouragement, you cannot be an entrepreneur. I said it before, you go back to the village and farm, where they give a small farmland, you'll be eating there and all that. Then you become a village champion. But in the city, it's competition. In the city, it's fighting for space. In football, they said, fight for your shirt. Somebody wants to take over the shirt. Will you now ask somebody who is fighting for a shirt to come and encourage you? There's nothing like that. You need to fight. You need to be your own man. You need to say, I'm refusing to give up. You need to face, the lion. And then you'll be like, David. He will tear the Goliath into pieces and the lion of his life. It's my prayer that I'll see you fighting for your space. And then you become what God has made you to become and whatever you want to become in life. The encouragement, yes, it can be there to boost out. For instance, now, if I tell you now that, please, those people that are not supporting you, please run away. Just go back and stay and start sleeping because they will kill you. No, you will not take it. You have to take the risk and face your front, and then you see what will happen. I wish you the best.
Okay. Thank you so much, Prof. I want to believe that Vivo Y16 is happy. And what Prof has just said is that always try to make a way where there's no way. Remember this, for those of us that are Christians, and I want to believe it applies to most religions, we are created in the image of God, and God is a creator. So one of the things that can save you, support or no support, is for you to be able to create out of nothing. And that is why you are called an entrepreneur. Prof has said it all. There's nothing more to add. Let's move ahead. Abba Esther. Abba Esther. Hello? Abba Esther, are you there?
Esther Abba, are you there? Who is raising up?
Okay.
The hand there.
Okay, Esther Abba, over to you. I think our audio is bad. You can send in your message, Esther Abba. No, we can't hear you. Just Send a chat. Send a chat.
Good evening, Prof.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Madam Esther.
Is disabled.
Okay, you can send a chat now. I've enabled it. Don't worry.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Esther Abba, you can go ahead. We can hear you.
Can you?
Yes, go ahead. Okay, I've enabled the chat. You can send your chat now. I've enabled the chat. Please just send your chat, Esther Abba. Okay, we've seen 𝐏𝐥𝐚𝐠𝐞.
Hello, good evening, sis.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Prof, thank you very much for the insightful, instructions. You have given us a wide range of areas where we can tap and then become entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
I have
a
dream. Yeah, one, I want to find out whether to be an entrepreneur, after you have been able to identify the physical needs, like the tomatoes, the onions, and then the other things that are around, can you also dream of something and then come up with it and manage it? That is the first question. Then the second one is, when you want to be an entrepreneur, do you have a short-term entrepreneur, a medium-term entrepreneur, or an entrepreneur is something of a long-term business? That is what I want to know. And then also the items or the products that you have identified. Sometimes locally, it is not appreciated. So you have to do it by internationally, by exporting. And then by exporting, you need certain things to find out the taste of the goods. And then some of the things that the international community prescribe of these products before you can make it. And I think with all these things, you need people to be able to help you to come out with the unique product in order for you to export. So in going into it individually, I think it will be very, very difficult. You need some people to support you.
Mr. Wilson, just ask your question. Prof is here to answer your question. I know a lot of people are here waiting. We also need to go to the other guest speakers. You ask the first question. What is the second question? Let him respond to you.
The second question is about, can you also come out creatively, or you just need the physical things around you to go into entrepreneurship?
Okay.
Well, entrepreneurship has two aspects of marketing. One, the tangible, which is physical product like the tomatoes, the onion you mentioned. The intangible, that is brainpreneurship. You use your brain. And then you are selling the untouchable. You are not giving people product. You are not selling anything, but you are selling services. Like the banks, they don't sell anything, they offer service. They keep your money. So this one, entrepreneurs, you can go into that. Entrepreneurship is in three also categories. It can be short-term entrepreneur. You just want to hit the peak and run. There's medium-term entrepreneur. Short-term is between 1 to 3 years of the project you want to execute. Medium-term is 3 to 5 years. Long-term is 5 to 10 years. So there is people sharp. We call it sharp. In the capital market, as a stockbroker, where I belong, we normally ask your appetite level, how your appetite or risk appetite level. Then we ask, is it short-term money you want so that you can be trading in the capital market? Is it medium-term you want so that we can tell you? If it's within 1 year, we say go to treasury bill in the market, buy penny stock so that they'll quickly multiply, you get it and whatever. So it depends on what you want to do. Nobody can tell you should do this. It depends on our analysis, our projection, our prognosis and diagnosis of your risk appetite level and what you belong. Then we'll be able to tell you this. So nobody can say, go this way or go that way. If you do that, you are going to miss it entirely. And so entrepreneurship can go. You talk about, you need support. No. That's entitlement syndrome. You are waiting for people to support you before you become entrepreneur. No, then what's entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship is risk-taking, it's creativity, it's innovation, it's thinking big and thinking without the box. So this is what I believe that when you do it, definitely I'll see you at the top. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Floyd. Thank you very much, Prof. Thank you.
Thank you, 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐿. Where are you from, 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐿? Unmute yourself.
Ghana, from Ghana.
Well, great,
okay,
great.
good.
So you are my people. Ghana. I come to Ghana. I come to Jimpa. Jimpa in Accra. And what I said, then I come to Legon. I have friends.
Okay.
So I'm a scholar in Jimpa and Legon. We used to share things together. I wish you see you in Ghana very soon.
Thank you very much, Prof. Bye.
So what I want you to do now, go and start organizing something between you and Lapatch in Ghana, and let's start working together. Let's take Lapatch to Ghana, and then we become all of us. Ghanaian is our neighbor. The only thing is that when you come to football, we are better than you. You have to agree.
Okay. Thank you very much. Prof, we so much appreciate your time. In fact,
thank you very much.
I think we might need to create one full day session for you and our students. In fact, everybody, whether you study economics, whether you study medical, social work, whatever you're studying with Laplace, I think we need to create a day where everybody should come together and listen to Prof. This is what we basically need in Africa, not aid and United Nations bringing aid for us. We need to start developing what we have and using it to create wealth for ourselves. And on that note, I want to say thank you. I want to say God bless you all. We'll be moving on to the next guest speaker. She has been here itching to take a turn and also enjoying the session with Prof. So, Prof, we appreciate your time, sir. You can still remain with us.
Thank you very much.
If you are very busy, of which I know you're always very busy, you can just
yes, sir.
And when we need you, we know how to get you, sir.
Thank you very much. My best wishes.
Thank
you. Welcome the other guest speakers. I wish them the best, my best wishes, and get
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving on to the next guest speaker. She'll be doing 25 minutes with us on hospitality. And after that, we'll take some questions. Let me see. Oh, she's still here. Okay, I think she is not online. Probably the network threw her out. Just 1 minute, let me get across to be sure that Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I will be inviting Mrs. Mary Sadat of 902 Nigerian Institute of Hotel and Tourism, Hospitality and Tourism. Yeah, I hope I'm correct. She's going to tell us a bit about herself, maybe just 5 minutes. Then she will run through what hospitality is all about. We've done a lot in the class on WhatsApp. But, this time around, we are listening to an authority in that area. And Madam, we just 20 minutes. Let's know what hospitality is all about, why it is lucrative, why people are encouraged to go in, even for as entrepreneurs, why we can go into hospitality and how we can make money there. And we'll use the next 5 minutes to ask you questions. And that's all. We don't need a slide, just interaction here and there. Okay, over to you, madam. I can see you have 2 numbers. I don't know which one I should give it to unmute. Okay. You can unmute anyone you feel like.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Sorry, the system has some problem. So that's why I'm using the phone.
Okay, so maybe you have to mute the volume from the other one you are not using. It's echoing back.
Okay. Let me just leave the system, but you see my face. All right. Okay. Professor has done a lot of work for me, and it's so interesting. I was so carried away. I wanted to just continue. Mm-hmm. So, but hospitality is beautiful. When we say hospitality, we are talking about talking with people, interacting with people. Okay, you said I should talk about myself for like 5 minutes. Yeah. Oh, sorry. My name is Mary Sadat. I've been in the hospitality industry since 2004, right? I'm a trainer. It's what I do. I enjoy training people. I've traveled, not too much, but not like professor, but I've traveled. And I love interaction. I'm a member of professional bodies like Institute for Tourism Professionals of Nigeria, and then the Hospitality and Tourism Management Association of Nigeria. And I've been trained by the International Air Transport Association as a trainer in travel and tourism. I have that one. So I have their foundation diploma, I have their management diploma, I have their train the trainer diploma. So basically, I enjoy training. Now, I think that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So hospitality is, I know you've done a lot of things on WhatsApp, but it's an industry that accepts, as we say, accepts everybody. No matter your niche, your qualification, there's a place for you in hospitality. The professor talked about entrepreneurship. Hospitality is one place where your entrepreneurship skills can come up. It's one industry that is so large. You can be a wait staff, it's there. You can be a trainer like myself. You can be a chef. We see celebrity chefs. You can be a store manager. You can be even a doctor, right? Has his place in the hospitality industry. What is hospitality? It is showing people care and kindness. That's all. That's basically what hospitality is. But it's so large an industry. You have the hotels, you have the restaurants, right? You have the event management. Oh, that is my particular flavor of the hospitality industry. You have the events management. You even have the travels, right? It's all hospitality because you are helping people to be satisfied. And there are so many different niches to it. We have hospitality law. right? So even lawyers have their niche in the hospitality industry. Right? So it's so broad. I don't know where to start from. And you say I have only 20 minutes. I don't know. As Prof said, we teachers, when you tell us 3 hours, no problem. But when you say 20 minutes, to bring it to 20 minutes, I don't know how I'm gonna.
Okay, maybe I can also help by leading you by asking questions.
Maybe that would be better.
Okay.
So that. Okay.
Okay, now let me go this way. Why do you think you advise people to go into hospitality?
One, if you have love for hosting people, go into hospitality. If you want to make money, definitely go into hospitality. Let me tell you something cool there. He said, is either you read medicine or you read hospitality. I said, why, Daddy? He now said something. He said, people will always want to eat. And that was the aspect he was talking about. And when they will eat, they will get sick and they will go to the hospital. That's on a lighter note. But when you want to take care of people, right? When you want to pet them, to tend them, to make them feel happy, then hospitality is it. Right? And it's very important. So go into it if you love helping people. But if you don't, then just be because every aspect of hospitality is interaction with people. Even in the store is interaction with people. You have safety and security. You have customer service from the front office, from even how you answer the phone is interaction with people, right? So anybody that has love for taking care of people, go into hospitality. 2, there's money in it. There's money in it. There's satisfaction in it. There's joy in doing it. So that is one part of it. So maybe you should keep asking the questions. It will help.
Okay, very good, very good. Now,
yeah.
Career-wise, for people that want to pursue a career in hospitality, how do they go about it?
Okay. There are training schools all over the world that is there. La Plage, for example, is a training school. So, oh, and by the way, I've done some trainings with you people, all right? And I've been certified. I think I did a training on marketing. I've been certified. I like that one, right? So there are training schools. How do you go about it? There are less training schools, there are regular training schools, there are one-on-one trainings, right, that you can get. For example, now, if you want to be a wait staff, most of the time, that is one aspect of hospitality. What's a wait staff? Those who come to restaurants, you serve them, there are training schools for that. But a lot of people learn on the job. You go, because hospitality is a skill job. You do it. It's not, I go to class, I hear it. Yes, you start from there, but you get better by doing it. It's a skill. So walk to a restaurant. Oh, I want to learn how to serve somebody. If that's what you want to do, and they'll train you. Start from there, and then you'll be trained. Or I want to be a chef. Most people just walk into a kitchen, look for a celebrity chef. I want to be attached to you and all that. But of course, there are regular schools. The universities offer hospitality. The polytechnics in Nigeria offer hospitality. La Plage Metaverse offers hospitality. So you start from there. Those are some of those.
Very good. So where is the place of 902? Because I know 902 is a government institution and they offer hospitality courses.
Yeah. Okay. NIHOTO is the recognized institution by the federal government, right? Let me put it that way. Let me start from there. The universities are recognized, yes, but this one is the federal government that established the National Institute for Hospitality and Tourism in conjunction with United Nations and International Labor Organization, that's the people, ILO, right? Now, basically to serve the West African coast. And there are 2 of such institutes. There's one in Gambia and there's one in Nigeria, 𝐼HOTO. Right now, what 𝐼HOTO has done is bringing training to the grassroots. We have campuses in each geopolitical zone so that we're bringing it nearer. We have campuses in Makurdi, we have in Lagos, Ibadan, Osogbo, Enugu, Benin, Kano, Arugungu, Katsina, Abuja here, of course. And so 𝐼HOTO is key to helping train. The mandate of 𝐼HOTO is to train manpower, to develop existing manpower, right? So that's what we do. And then keep training those who are already in the industry. That is the place of 𝐼HOTO, 1. Secondly, we also regulate training for the hospitality industry. If, for example, you have a hotel, we go to your hotel and find out, are your staff properly trained? If they are not, we have the mandate of training. If you refuse the training, we have the mandate to actually shut down your hotel because you are using untrained staff, right? So that's part of regulating the industry that 𝐼HOTO does. I don't know, is that okay or you need more?
Yeah, very, very good. Because it's very important for students studying hospitality to understand the institutions that manage hospitality, run hospitality, either as regulators or players in the field. Right now, you cannot study hospitality without knowing that you have one in Nigeria and one in Gambia, and then in collaboration with United Nations. So it becomes very necessary for students graduating from here to also go further to do a course with 𝐼HOTO, because it will further put a seal on the fact that you are in the hospitality industry. Okay, what advice do you have for people coming in? Because most times you see people asking themselves, which area of hospitality should I go into? So what advice do you give to have for students, and to say, okay, this is where you go into, or this is where you can go into? I remember you started by saying you don't really need any skill or any form of educational background. So based on that, how can they branch off?
Okay, all right. To start, you don't really need a skill. You don't, you need a skill. You don't need, how will I put it, a university degree. Let me put it that way, right? There are some courses, there are some industries when you go into, they will tell you that the minimum qualification is a first degree, not in the hospitality industry. The first thing you need is love for it. Now, there are places, there are those, and as you go higher, right, then you now start building it up. To fry, how will I put it now? To fry puff puff, you don't need to go to the Polytechnic to learn how to fry puff puff. I don't know if you get me.
Yeah.
You don't need to go into the university to learn how to fry puff puff, right? There are some of us learned how to fry puff puff in our mother's kitchen, right? Now where it becomes hospitality industry is how do you, going back to the professor, how do you take this puff puff that I have learned in my mother's kitchen, right, to use it to make people feel happy, make people feel wanted, make people feel relaxed, and how do I make money out of it? That is where training now comes in. You start from there. Okay, how do I get it? Now, those of them who have signed into La Plage, they've taken the first step, right? They have even gotten more from professor on entrepreneurship. Now, they can now come in and say, okay, This area is wide. I don't want to fry puff puff. What I want to do is delivery. �WHO will teach you delivery. �WHO can teach you marketing. How do I market it? Remember that marketing is so huge. It's not only about advertisement. You know, a lot of people, when they just say marketing, they think it's advertisement. It's learning your product, knowing your customers, knowing how to give. So even in the hospitality, you can major only on marketing. Mr. A has puff puff. Mr. B has spring roll. Mr. C has samosa. How do I bring the three of them together and help them to bring their product forward? And then I have a cut out of it. That is a part of hospitality that you can do. What of food safety? How do I make people to feel safe? You know, there are some of us now, there are some restaurants who will never enter because we went there and saw a cockroach passing. That was all. So as far as we're concerned, these people, I'm not safe here. So there, you can go into that. It's an aspect of hospitality. You go train. Look, I'll help you do this. I'll help you keep your restaurant clean. I'll teach you how to do that. These are areas. Is it store? Is it restaurant management? Is it the hospitality management as a whole? Right? There are so many places to go into it, to start from. Now, one of the simplest place and the cheapest place to start from is 𝐼HOTEL, right? So because we train in different aspects, in travel, in tourism, in catering practices, in cookery practices, in food safety, right? Because we are licensed to do the national vocational qualifications. And each one, you pick.
Okay. I'm with you. I was disconnected, but I'm back.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I don't know. Any other questions?
Okay, fine. You've done very well with the response to 𝐼HOTEL. Now, what are the challenges in the growth of hospitality in the country? I know you have your limitations in what to say about this, but you can just give a general overview as to why hospitality seems not to be growing in the country, particularly in the area of tourism.
Because the number one thing why there's for the hotels, they don't have an issue, but tourism in itself, it's the perception about tourism is what is hindering the growth of tourism in Nigeria. It is perceived, for those who understand Hausa, it is perceived as what is called Shakatawa, right? You are roaming around aimlessly, right? So that is the perception of tourism. So if that perception is not changed, tourism will not thrive in Nigeria. Two, of course, we know if we don't, you sell what you love. A lot of us are Nigerians, but we don't love Nigeria. So you don't sell what you love. Now, for me, if I want to have a holiday in Nigeria, most of the time, I'll rather I'll weigh it. I beg, what would they offer me? Let me go to Paris, or let me go to. So I'm not even loving my own country. So how am I going to encourage somebody else to come in? So one of the ways we are saying is, okay, can we get Nigerians to love Nigeria, to do holiday in Nigeria, right? That is one of our issues. Then another issue. Are you with me, sir?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, sir. Then Another thing is, of course, yes, as I said, as you rightly said, I'm limited in what I can say. But I do know, I think I can say this. After the Obasanjo regime, I think this government is the only government so far now that is taking a little bit of interest in tourism, up to the extent of creating a separate ministry for tourism. And let's see how tourism will trend. So let us see, we have hope. Let us see what will happen within the next 4 years, and hopefully it should get better. But the major thing is that the perception has to change. If not, it will not thrive.
Okay, thank you so much. I need to also let you know that we have students from other African countries and some outside Africa that are part of this program. We usually have students from different countries participating. And I want to believe that whatever you are seeing now applies to them too. As Africans, we need to value where we come from. Recently, there was an retired senator or ex-senator or whatever. He was going around showcasing another African country, what he was seeing there, the beautiful scenery and all that. I don't need to mention name. And when I read through the charts, I noticed that people were not happy with him. And the question they kept asking is that, which part of tourism or which part of Nigeria did you develop for people to come and start visiting? And from the chart I read, I discovered that Nigerians actually love Nigeria. I think maybe, madam, we need to start on our part, working with those that love Nigeria. Then from there, others that don't love Nigeria, we start seeing, just like you said, you are very correct that a lot of people don't love Nigeria. But for those of us that love Nigeria, gradually those that don't love Nigeria will start seeing what we are seeing. When we project it through tourism, through hospitality, people will start saying, wow, okay, you mean this thing existed? Remember, there was a time in Obudu Cattle Ranch. There was Obudu Cattle Ranch. It got to a point where people from other countries come to Obudu, even to do, is it a raise, Obudu Cattle, the raise or so, and they were, at the point, the prices tag for that raise was one of the highest in the world. But today, what happened? So, to a large extent, the government has a role to play in this, because tourism is also capital intensive. Going by if you want to set up a tourism industry, capital intensive. Do our part. And I thank God we have people like you that have love and passion for tourism. And I can assure you that we'll work closely with you as we are setting up our own structure to start discovering and developing individuals that can go into tourism and practically practice tourism wherever they are. Okay. Yes, over to you,
Can
madam.
I say something?
Yes.
Yeah, there's I love the part of those of us who love Nigeria should push it. There's one young man that I was so impressed with. He brought in technology, the virtual, these glasses that they wear, and you can do the 3D something, right? And he went, what is there are all tourist attractions of Nigeria, right? And okay, so you're in Abuja, so let me interest you in it. You put it on, and then, oh, okay, now I want to have a personal experience of this place that I've gone to virtually. And he so much impressed me. I was asking, good, I like this kind of people. So instead of, as Prof said, instead of poverty alleviation, it's wealth creation. And then you pay him 1,000 naira to go on a virtual tour. And when you finish, you are so interested. I know a lot of people who, because of that virtual tour, have now said, okay, let me go to Obudu and see what is happening there. So it's just a good example of what we can do to promote Nigeria.
Very good. Thank you, madam. And like I said, we are going to work with you. Very likely we'll also be working with people with like minds and interests, like you just mentioned, the young man. and any other person, as long as we have our lines of communication open, we'll be networking. And I want to, including the students here, we are going to have a very robust organization. There are several groups we have promised to create over time. Some persons might think we've forgotten. No, we have one for AI, hospitality, entrepreneurship. Others are coming on stream, and any moment from now, we'll start inviting our students, previous students and current students to be part of it. Thank you very much. Okay, it's time for questions. And we'll just
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, madam. We have
yeah. Bye.
Just 5 persons to ask questions briefly so that she can respond to it. Please, your question should be very, very brief. Right. And please tell us where you are asking your question from, where you are. Over to you, Wilson.
Thank you very much. I'm Wilson, and I'm calling from Ghana.
Okay.
One, from Prof about entrepreneurship, and then from Madam about hospitality and tourism. I see tourism and entrepreneurship, tourism and then hospitality being situated in entrepreneurship. That is my first question. Then secondly, how do we promote tourism and entrepreneurialism in our country? Because first of all, we have the local aspect of the hospitality and that of the tourism, and then we have the international aspect of it. So locally, how do we develop it? And then internationally, how do we develop? Because internationally, we need the spirit or the backing of the government of the area, because there should be peace, tranquility, and other areas before we can invite other people from outside to come into our country. Then what unique thing that we as African, Nigeria, Ghana, and other countries, that the other countries do not have, that we can make use of it in order to attract people from outside into our country to make money for the country? That is my question.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. I found out that okay, good. Sorry, the other one was echoing, so I had to shut it down.
Yeah.
Promoting tourism. Sorry, the first part of the question had to do with entrepreneurship and tourism, right? Or and hospitality.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Now, tourism, hospitality as a whole is something that it's built on entrepreneurship, right? A lot of people are entrepreneurs in tourism. It's the little entrepreneurships that make up the big industry of hospitality. The small, the man who is doing the bike delivery, the man who is building a 10-room hotel, the one who is building a conglomerate, the one who is doing the chef, the one who is doing the wait staff. They are there and builds up the tourism industry. It is entrepreneur in this side, entrepreneur in that side that builds up this huge tourism industry. Now, secondly, the hospitality industry and the tourism industry as a whole is capital intensive in some areas. And that is where the government has to come in, right? Government has to come in. For example, the Ethiopian airline is the majority shareholder of the Ethiopian airline is the Ethiopian government, right? And they run it as a business. Now, and they make sure that policies, I'm using that as an example of an African country that has got it when it comes to tourism, right? And they are using that to sell Ethiopia. So now the Ethiopian airline has tours designed to be, and you see people take advantage of those tours, right? So government has to come in to provide an enabling environment that is there. Two, the United States of America, their income from tourism and hospitality, right, is majorly from domestic tourism, not international arrivals. Right? So we are running to America to do tourism, but their own people don't go out. A lot of them don't go out to do tourism. They don't go out to do it. They travel within America, right? So, and now I want to bring a point. We were talking about security. We were talking about the wars and what have you. America has the highest number of gun deaths in a year, school shootings and all that. But they have a very high number of domestic terrorism. Abi, we see it on the news, but we still travel there for tourism. Why? Is it not because they have managed to project that, yes, these things are happening, but we will keep you secure? Is that not what they have made us to understand? Now we need to make ourselves understand that yes, every place in the world has issues. Is there no war going on in Israel now? Do people not go to Israel? In short, people are struggling, right? So it still boils down to my first statement, sir. Perception.
Perception, yeah.
Perception. My country is very safe as far as I'm concerned. When people talk, I go to Maiduguri. I go and come back safely. I go to Gombe. I go and come back safely. They say, I don't go to Yankari. It's perception. And we have to change our own perception before we can change the perception of the American man about us. So Nigeria is a safe place. Africa is a safe place to go. They did protest in Kenya. I will still travel to Kenya because I want to go and see those animals there. And I know that as I'm coming in as a tourist, they will keep me safe, right? Once I have that perception, I will go anywhere. I don't know if I've answered your question, sir.
Yeah, you have answered it. Thank you very much, Paul.
Thank you, madam. You've done justice to that. You see, whether you like it or not, people travel every day in Nigeria. People go to places in Nigeria. So, and the question we ask, just like when you say car accidents. So car have accidents every day. People die in car accidents every day. Yes, we still enter cars. How come nobody has stopped entering cars? Instead of that, why are we not tracking? So simply because somebody was kidnapped somewhere, yes, we know the person was kidnapped, or people were kidnapped. Yes, there's that problem. But that is not to say every single corner of Nigeria is unsafe. So you gave a good example of US. How people just get killed on the streets anyhow, or in schools. Yeah, people go there every day. And the only thing you see are good films and good pictures from US, as if nothing bad happens there. Anyway, there are some things that can at best discussed face-to-face, like I used to tell most of my students and my trainers. Okay, thank you, madam. Let's take the next person. Abba Esther, please, you have just 2 seconds to ask your question, or 3 seconds. Let me make it 5 seconds. And I hope madam to be able to use 5 seconds to respond to you. Abba Esther, are you there?
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening, madam. Please, I want to ask a question. For example, somebody wants to go into event planning. So how would that person start it without money?
How will you start event planning without money?
Yes. Is it possible for someone to start event planning without money?
Okay. Number one, the first way to start event planning without money is to have the ideas and you sell your ideas. Right? I have a friend up till tomorrow. She tells me, I cannot even remember, but she tells me that I'm the one that taught her how to do ribbons for events. I said, really? I can't remember. It's plenty years ago. I have an idea and I sold it to her. Right? First of all, have ideas. Event planning is about ideas and selling those ideas. That's the number one thing. And then as you are getting money, you can now go into what? Know that you can do flower decorations very well, and you are creative with that ideas. Basically, they'll pay you for it. I don't know. Did I answer your question? I think I was giving 5 seconds.
Abba Esther, I hope your question has been answered. Abba Esther.
Abba Esther.
Yeah, but there is this where I also to maybe if you go in this, maybe can you be able to organize vendors to start off with? Then from there, you know, I don't know.
Sorry, I didn't get it very well. You said?
I said, for example, you don't want to start with creating or your ideas and all that. Can you start with vendors?
Okay, can you start with vendors? Is that what you are saying?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you can start with vendors. Okay, let me give you an example. I sell charcoal stoves, right? But I started selling it without any money. I didn't have a dime. But I advertised it. What I had was data, right? And I knew the company. So, and I wanted to make money from that company. So I had data. And I advertised to my group of friends.
Okay.
Remember that Professor says who you know, right? You start from your immediate what have you. And I thought, I have charcoal stoves for sale. Oh, how much? I told them the price. They paid me. And I went and collected charcoal stove and delivered it to them. And I made my profit. I didn't have 1 naira. All I had was this. And I can tell you now, I've been doing it for 2 months now, and I'm growing my profits. Right? So I didn't have 1 naira. All I had was data. So you can go, oh, I'm doing this. I can get this for you at this price without any money on you. And if you are trustworthy, they will give you the money, you get it, you grow your profits. And from there, you continue into other things.
Okay, thank you.
Somebody is adding.
Yes, so Sase just added that if I may add to what Madam said, event planning is not about money. You can use your event planners and work with them to buy your own. Okay, that's good. That's good. Thank you, Abba Esther. Please, we'll just take one more question and that will be it all. So that we'll move on to the next guest who will spend just a few minutes with us and we'll call it a day for the night. Okay, Cloud Plus Limited.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
It's really my pleasure to be part of this class, and
thank you.
I've been really engaged and added to a lot of knowledge myself, despite the fact that I'm a young entrepreneur. On a lighter mode, I heard you when you said I'm about
what?
I'm sorry, sir. It's just that I'm advertising on the platform without payment.
Oh.
As in, when you saw my logo.
No, it's okay. I was just joking. It's okay.
Yeah, I know. It's not on a lighter mode. That's my standard when I do my branding. Now, firstly, on the prof, I would appreciate if there's any way you can share the prof's contact, because there's a lot I feel I can tap from him, number one. Then on this hospitality topic, I want to ask our guest lecturer concerning hospitality and caregiving. Is there a relationship with hospitality and caregiving? That's number one. Number two, on the issue of the virtual reality that she talked about, I like that concept because I think that concept can go a long way in sensitizing the generality of Nigerians on what we have and how we can push people towards that. Recently, if you notice that there is this in Osun State, I think the governor in Osun State visited 𝐏𝐥𝐿𝐴 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
A whole number of our governors don't really tap into resources of tourism and hospitality. They look at other things, whereas there is more they can do, more revenue they can generate from these aspects. Now, my question on that is, how do we get to engage either the governors or their representatives, maybe the commissioners and stuff like that, on this revenue generation? Because like somebody like me, where I'm not into hospitality, but I think our guest speaker is actually opening my channel of thinking that, look, I think I can do something in this line as well. If I can't do the local, I can do, the international in my own little way of engaging people in tourism. So these are my questions and my observations.
Okay, madam, I want to believe you have his points noted. If you did not, because he said a lot of things, Cloud Plus, maybe you can just summarize it in just some few seconds. Just your question,
Okay.
just in 2 sentences.
Okay. Yeah. Caregiving and hospitality, is there a relationship?
Okay.
Caregiving and hospitality, is there a relationship? Then secondly, how do we engage the people in government? Like I said, the governor or the commissioners in charge of tourism. Just like the virtual reality she talked about.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Caregiving and hospitality. I wouldn't say there's a relationship, because caregiving is more about taking care of those who it's a medical thing more, right? It's more of the medical line. So I wouldn't want to relate it to hospitality, because these days a lot of things are being thrown to hospitality that are not. Caregiving is medical, more medical. Those who are in having terminal diseases, those who can't help themselves, and then they look for caregivers. So that is that. I don't see any relationship with it to hospitality, right? Now, what can governments do, or what they should do, if I get your question correctly? Yeah. It's if you have been to 𝐿𝐴𝐸𝐿 Warm Springs, right?
Yeah.
If you went there some 15, 16 years back, it was just what the white man put there. Then the governor after Fayose, what was his name again, came in and brought up the 𝐏𝐿𝐴𝐸 Warm Spring. It was so nice. People were trooping there, right? Because there was a government with a vision. Then, after he dropped, I think it was Fayemi. After he dropped, I went there and I was disappointed again because it was not being maintained. Now, the problem of governments most times is, if it's not my idea, I will not push it forward. If you have been to Obudu, which I've been to a lot of times, it got to a point some years back that you will go there, they say no water, no this, because the government was not interested. And I, for one, I believe that for tourism sites, if you have identified a tourism site and you want to make money out of it as a government, then what you should do is have some shares in it, maybe 30% shares, and let the private sector have 70% shares. Do the major thing and let the private sector drive it and get money for you. That's all. Because the other time I saw the picture of 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐿𝐴 waterfalls, I was so dismayed. I was so dismayed because it's a very good spot, but nobody is doing anything about it. They've refused to give it to the private sector, and they are not taking good care of it. It has now become a dumping ground for pure water. What in short is as if it's where they go and pour that. So government has a big role to play, and they need to enforce regulations. And I'm in government, so I know what I'm saying. We need to enforce regulations. Maybe you will pray for us that we will do it.
Wow.
I hope I've answered your question, Cloud Plus.
Thank you so much, madam. In fact, when you mentioned 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐿𝐴 and the state it is right now, I felt so bad because I remember when I did my NYSC in Akure, I was sent out to go and get a place for us to do our picnic for our passing out. I went to 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐿𝐴, then I said I went to 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐿𝐴, and we decided to choose 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐿𝐴 over 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐿𝐴.
Yeah.
She had the one spring, you know. Then I later coincidentally worked with a company, UAC, that also had 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐿𝐴. Then they were building a factory. I was now asking, what are they building here? They said it's a factory. Not knowing that some years later I'm going to work. But what I'm just trying to say is that as a core member, we are attracted to go to that place for our picnic. But it's so sad to now know that years after, it's now a dumping ground. This is a place that would have attracted people from outside this country, from France, from US, and wherever. Well, madam, you said it all, and there's nothing. You have just done your part as a good citizen of this country, as a good citizen of Africa. You have done your part, and we pray that things will improve and change for the better. But let's all do our part and do our little part. Like we are doing ours, madam has done her own part. You do your part in your own area, and let's see what comes out of it. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate you. We appreciate your time, and God bless you for being here. And like I said, we're going to be working with you as we form a group of Nigerians that love, and West Africans or Africans in general that love hospitality. And you are surely going to be there to work with us and mentor us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Okay. We'll be calling on the next speaker, Kelechi Anunobi. He's not going to waste much time. He's just going to spend the next 10 minutes talking about artificial intelligence. We'll ask 1 or 2 questions. The reason is because we are setting up a school of artificial intelligence any moment from now. He's going to be heading the school, and we are going to pull every single one that's artificial intelligence with Laplace Metaverse to join that school. And we have a specialized time together where you will basically and practically using artificial intelligence to do a lot. This is aside from the fact that you'll be doing your internship. Anyway, over to you, Kelechi Anunobi. Are you there? Engineer Kelechi. Yes, we just have 10 minutes, please, just to talk about artificial intelligence, and we'll do the rest later when we come to the school. Over to you, Kelechi.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, my name is Kelechi. I'm going to discuss about artificial intelligence. Most of us are already used to or have been hearing the word artificial intelligence. And what does it mean? Artificial intelligence refers to, a part of computer systems and algorithm that can perform tasks that are typically, require human intelligence, such as, learning, perception, reasoning, and problem solving. The ultimate goal of AI basically is to create systems that can mimic or exceed human intelligence, cognitive abilities. If I say, another word for artificial intelligence, I said, is like you enhancing your intelligence. Now, what are the key aspects of AI? Permit me to call it AI. Key aspect of artificial intelligence. We have machine learning, we have natural language processing, we have computer vision, we have robotics. And AI ranges to a lot of applications. We use AI in healthcare, finance, transportation, entertainment, even as our personal PAs, on our system, on our mobile phone, laptops, and so on. AI is expected to become increasingly capable and integrated into our daily lives. However, we have some people having we have some kind of debate if AI is a good thing or a bad thing. Now, what are the real world example of AI? There are examples of where we've been using AI applications. We have the virtual assistants. Examples are, Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant, the Microsoft Cortana and co. These AI-powered virtual assistants can understand natural language. They answer our questions. They perform various tasks like, setting reminders, controlling smart home devices, play music, and so on and so forth. Then we have another applications of AI. We have the chatbots, which most of us are already used to when we want to, interface some customer, service platforms. Chatbots use natural language processing and machine learning, to engage conversation, and they provide helpful information to users. Then we also have recommendation systems. Those are the examples of AI, which most of us that are Netflix, Amazon, and YouTube, you see, most times if you watch a particular movie on Netflix, you see the same type of movie popping up. We have what we call collective intelligence, which is used, to understand what your choices are so that you can have, a fun time, with it. Also, Amazon also uses it, and YouTube. If you notice one time, anytime you go to YouTube and you watch one comedy, before you notice it, series of comedy clips will start coming up. All these algorithms, they analyze user preferences and behavior, to provide personalized products, content, and provide recommendation. And another one that has been going around is autonomous vehicle. These are self-driving cars, drones, and delivery robots. They are AI-powered system, which includes, some of them have computer vision embedded in them, and decision-making algorithm, which enables autonomous navigation and control of these, robots and vehicles. Another aspect where AI is being used, mostly, and which has saved a lot of life, is medical, diagnosis and treatment. We have AI-assisted diagnosis of disease. We've used AI to, create more drugs, drug discovery and personalized treatment plans. This algorithm, they can analyze medical data, images, and records, to assist healthcare professionals. We've had AIs being able to diagnose cancer at an early stage before it goes off on how to, prevent it. Also, in financial system, we also use AI for fraud detection. We have AI models that can identify patterns and anomalies in financial transactions to detect and prevent fraudulent activities. Mostly in engineering, we talk about predictive maintenance, which we use for our industrial equipment, infrastructure, and transportation systems. These are AI algorithms which analyze sensor data to predict when equipment might fail, enabling proactive maintenance and reducing downtime. This is just, few examples of the real-world application of AI. AI is here to stay. We have them around us, from our transaction, websites, and everything, and is here to improve our life. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kelechi. Tonight is not, after the internship, we are going to have a session with Kelechi where, during the internship, where we'll have a particular session. While you are doing your internship is meant to allow you help to to use AI wherever you are going to do your internship. We'll be talking about this tomorrow in your group. Yes, about all you need to know about your internship and your letters for internship. Why we are AI approach to AI is different in this case is that if you are working with a paper manufacturing firm, the application of AI might be different. If you are working with a writer, the application is different. You are working with different, all the applications are different. How you use them are different. And in the class, we are going to send you some materials tomorrow, all the AI tools that you can use, how to put in your input to get your response. We're going to talk about that. But we just had to bring in Kelechi to tell you something about AI, what AI is all about, why you need to appreciate AI. And tomorrow in your class, we'll be having some of these tools. Start practicing them, start using them. Right now, you can do videos, you can do so many things using AI, and some of these tools will be sent to you in the class. Okay, but before we go, let's take these two questions we have. Just these two questions so that we don't overstay here. Coach Rashid, what's your question, please? Coach Rashid, are you there? Coach Rashid.
All right, good evening, Dr. Sase and everybody on this call.
Good evening.
I want to start. In fact, the very first day we did Introduction to Artificial Intelligence, that I happened to be a training provider then, I was able to also tell students, and we learned a lot. As I speak now, Dr. Sase, in fact, I train people from level 14 to 16 at my workplace on AI. And it was due to some of the things I learned from you,
yes, and
personal on myself. May God Almighty continue to be with you, our doctor. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My question goes on, is it possible for one that is a lover of AI to create one's AI? That is, many people are always saying most of the things
We've lost you. We can't hear you.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, you said to create what?
I said, is it possible for us, that is individual, to create their own artificial intelligence tools?
Okay, over to you, Kelechi.
Yeah, it's actually possible for anybody to create an AI tool. The most important thing is you training the system. AI is all about you training the system to be able to know what is right and wrong. And in simple terms, AI is all about when you train the system and the system gets it right, there's what called reward system. You reward it with a 1, and once it's not correct, 0. You can do your AI, but it's actually a little bit from this little one to advanced mathematics and logical reasoning. That's how it is. Thank you.
Okay.
And you can, sorry, let me just put this. And if you can actually embed some of the AI, tools or system into your own application and make it more intelligent. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Coach Rashid, I hope you are okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. I have a lot of answers to give to people that learn from me too now. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Priska Onyenye.
I thank you for the opportunity. Please, my question is just only very simple.
Yes.
Considering the fact I'm in a religious community and the possibility for the internship might be a little bit difficult because of our own time here, how am I going to do the internship? And is there any possibility that maybe at the time that may be given to me will be a little bit regulated because I'll be working online, not outside the community? Thank you.
Okay, I think you have access to, we can always discuss that later. Are you there, Priska?
Yes, I heard you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we can always discuss that later. Okay. Mr. Kelechi, Chidima David. Chidima David, I think so that we don't waste our time, copy this your question, put it on Google and see the answer you will get. There are some questions that you can actually just Google and you get the answer so that we don't waste too much of time here.
Okay, I think I saw a question. It's like, is there some things? AI is trained based on the data it has. So it cannot go outside what it has.
Okay, thank you. I think that has sorted that out. Billy, this is the last question we'll be taking. Is it Billy or Bail Samaila? Over to you.
Okay, are you hearing me?
Yes, loud and clear. Over.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, based on my understanding, this AI has a very broad spectrum in terms of application or other things, and some of us are just starting. We don't know a lot about it. But I thank you for the training. But I work in an organization that we give loans to people, and we have a lot of defaulters. So which kind of tool do you think we can deploy in order to manage such a situation? Hello.
Okay, over to you, Kelechi.
Okay, if I can get you said you give out loan to people.
Yes,
that's
yes.
Financial system. Yeah.
And we have a lot of defaulters, yeah.
Yes, once you implement the AI on the statement of accounts and also credit check. We have credit check when it comes to this, and that's why most commercial banks actually use AI currently in their loan. Once they put in your BVN, it goes check, it collects your credit check from other banks in respect to the statement of account, which you will give them. Probably some of them will ask for a code. Then they go and make a decision on how much. So I think you need to, it's possible, implement AI on your credit check and statement of account. The applications that does that.
I think maybe he's trying to find out if maybe he's talking about recovery. Am I right, Bill?
Yes. We are both recovering and most of the information. We need a lot of information on those people we used to give loans to.
I think cases like this, you can develop something specific for you, which Kelechi can actually do for you. It's not something that, it is very, very possible that something can be developed, an AI algorithm can be developed for you to sort out your peculiar situation.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you. Pastor Ife Adegoke. Please, I think it will be the last question. It's because of the way you put I have to just call you, otherwise, okay? You can unmute yourself now, Pastor. Is Pastor Ife Adegoke there?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I just unmuted. Good evening.
Good evening.
Dr. Sazi.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, Prof, I've gone. Thank you. I've learned so much.
Thank you.
In fact, I've been typing Laplage all the way because since I came in contact with Laplage, I can also say, apart from faith angle, my life have not remained the same.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Last week, just for Prof, I had an entrepreneur seminar in a church. Then next Saturday, I'm going to have another one. So with this interaction with Prof, in fact, I can close my eyes and deliver better.
Yeah.
That's by the way. Also, I want to, as a form of a testimony, that by the grace of God, I'm a travel consultant.
Wow.
And part of NANTA, a travel body. And because of involvement with LaPlage and the trainings growing from facilitator, a student facilitator to a training provider, last week, Thursday, I was officially appointed as part of a committee for training and capacity development in travel agency body NANTA.
Wow.
So
Congratulations.
thank you so much, sir. So all is because of all this training, learning and relearning that is making one, adding some caps. So I really want to use this medium to appreciate and encourage others.
Thank you.
LaPlage is a place to be, and it keeps getting better. In fact, more things are unfolding day by day.
Yes.
Just praying God will continue to bless you and all your team.
Thank you.
For keep increasing our passion and moving us, and all that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless you, and we appreciate your and congratulations for your promotion and the testimony. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please don't worry. Like we keep saying, we are not going to leave anybody behind. The only person that can leave you behind is yourself, and I want to believe you cannot leave yourself behind. As far as we are concerned, nobody will be left behind. We will make provision for everybody. As a student, as a trainer, as a facilitator, please just do your part. Read our messages, follow our programs, ask questions, research, do things yourself. Don't just wait to be told. And you'll be shocked that you'll be doing things you never knew that you could ever do, because you have so much information already in your hands. Go and check this time. Go to Google and say, I'm a fashion designer. What is the best AI for fashion designers? It will come out and you start using it. What is the best AI for me being a pastor? It will come out and you start, what is the best AI for me being a policeman? You will see tools, AI, whatever, coming out. What is the best AI for me being a soldier? It will come out. Don't wait for somebody to come and tell you everything. You've gotten the basic background. The rest now is on you. You have your phone, you have your data, do it yourself. And you'll be shocked at what you will see. Well, tomorrow is another day. We'll give you information for your internship and other things. Now, for those of you in level 3, please, executive diploma, mental health, or whatever, please get ready for your internship. From tomorrow, letters will start coming out, and then all the things you need for your internship will be ready. And by September, you can go for your internship. Thank you, and God bless you all. Nice to have you here. See you some other time. You are going to be told how you do your test. Don't worry. Like I said, nobody is going to be left behind. Just do your part and watch out for information. Good night, everybody. Good night. The recorded part of this program will be sent to you. Yes.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
Good night, sir. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Thank you very much.
Have a
Thank you.